Today I'm going to be showing you how to mod your Nintendo DSi in 2026. So, if you just want to play GBA games and Nintendo DS games, then you can click on the Nintendo DSi. So anyway, before I get started, we need to do some few stuffs. Okay, so what you're gonna need is an SD card that's 4 gigabytes or larger. If you want to add more games, then get like a 16 gigabyte SD card. Second, you're gonna need to format the SD card to FAT32. Third, you need with the DSi. And fourth, you need a way to transfer files to your SD card. But anyway, let's get started. So we need to do some stuff. Let's make sure that file extensions is on. So go right here to the three dots on top. Now go to view. Click show. Right here you see the file name extensions. If this is turned off, make sure to turn it on. This will help us. And once that's on, we can start. So in the link in the description, here is the official written guide. We're going to be following the official written guide to mod DSi. So first we need to check if our DSi is already modded. This will come to the case because you probably got it used or refurbished, or probably the owner didn't tell you they modded it, or they're trying to hide it. So anyway, here we're gonna go check if your DSi has custom firmware or not. Okay, so to check if you have custom firmware or not, hold the A and B button down and then click the power button. And you probably get the on-launch menu or a different one. If you didn't get this, you probably just get the original Nintendo DS. And so that's how you know if you have custom firmware or not. Okay, so let's go back to the computer. Okay, so now we know if we have custom firmware or not on the Nintendo DSi. Next, we need to format our SD card to FAT32. So we need to know if our SD card is formatted to FAT32 or not. So open, make sure your SD card is into your computer. After that, right click here, click properties, and right here in file system, we will know if it's FAT32. Mine is FAT32. If yours isn't FAT32, so you can literally just format it by Windows, but there is a catch. You can only do this if your SD card is 8 gigabytes or lower. Mine is 4 gigabytes, so I can literally just format it FAT32. But for y'all who has a SD card that's larger, the link in the description, I have another link that'll take you to this GUI format to format SD card to FAT32. So just click on the picture and just keep doing it. Okay, now just go on to your downloads. After that, just double click. And let's just wait. Okay, so we just click yes. Wait till the program opens. This one takes that long. Alright, after that, make sure to close every single window you have. So before you get started, we need to know your drive letter. Mine is drive E, but yours might be different. So to know, make sure you're putting SD card back in, or if you have it already in, and it should say the drive letter around here. Mine's E, and it's already E. But if it's a different one, make sure to change it, otherwise it might wipe something else that you don't want to. Keep allocation unit size the same. After that, just click the start and it will format. Once it's finished, close the program, head back, click USB drive, right click in properties, and then you will see if it's FAT32 or not. So good. Now we know it's FAT32 or not. And we format it. Okay, so once we have that done, we're gonna need to get 7-zip. So click on this, and we'll go into 7-zip. We're gonna need to download the 64. Let's download the 64. Just click download. I'm just gonna download anyway. Save. Anyway, once you got the 7-zip, open it up. Just like 7-zip is for Windows. Now for if you have Mac or Linux, those don't work. So anyway, let's go to our downloads. And right here, just double click and follow the prompts, and you should be good. And you have 7-zip installed. So anyway, we need 7-zip installed, and after that we can continue on. So anyway, section 1, prepare work. We're gonna make sure your SD card is formatted FAT32, and once that we can start. So download the least version of Dump Tool, and once that we got boot.mbs. Now we are at this section 2, checking if all launch is already installed. And third is for memory pick. This is the export we're gonna do. So anyway, just click on launching the exploit, and we'll be showing you how to do the exploit. So anyway, let's go and print out boot.mbs on there. Wait, no. Okay, and sorry. First, we need to go and do some stuff. We need to get the private folder on our DSi camera. So take your SD card out. Okay, so make sure that your SD card is on your DS. Once that power on, touch and go to the DS camera app. Now I'm on my SD card and click album. If this is your first time opening the DSi camera app, probably need to follow a tutorial, but I already did it, so I don't need to. Alright, so we need to make sure we have the Facebook icon or not on our DS. Alright, I have the Facebook icon, but if you don't, it's okay. We just need to know if you have the Facebook icon or not. Okay, once you got to know if you have the Facebook icon or not, that's it. We can literally just turn off our console, take the SD card out, and after that, we have our private folder. Okay, I forgot to mention this one thing. When we was checking if we have on launch or not, and then when we told y'all what will happen if we did have one on launch. Well, if you did have on launch, it's okay to still follow this guy normally. But it's just that you have on launch already installed. But anyway, yeah. So once you have your SD card back, you already have your private folder since we went to the DSi camera app. That's it. Okay, so now we check if we did have the Facebook icon or not. If you have the Facebook icon, then simply click this. It's gonna be a direct link to the pit.bin. After this, if you don't have the Facebook icon, you're gonna simply click this one right here, and you download a different pit.bin. But anyway, I'm gonna show you now how to add those stuff in. There is one thing quick to mention. If you have any pictures, you will have a DCM folder which will contain all your pictures. So if you have pictures, make sure to highlight and print it somewhere safe on your desktop. Because we can't have pictures once we're doing this exploit. But anyway, let's start. So the boot.nds, put down the real SD card. And the pit.bin, the fake pit.bin, we're gonna need to print private, what's private? DS app, in the whatever that is, I'm not gonna leave it. And right here we have a pip.bin. What we're gonna do is rename this to tip.bin. TIP, tip.bin. Click that, and it'll be named to tip.bin. And put the pip.bin file onto here. And voila, we have simply put all of our stuff in. So just go number back to the real of your SD card. And 2 back. And there you go, we have the private and the boot.nds. Great. Okay, now we're gonna launch this exploit. What we're gonna do is do a backup of our NAND. I'm gonna explain more later on. So we can just go right here. We already downloaded the DOM tool, so yeah. Anyway, once that, let's go back on our DSi. Okay, so back on our DSi. Go to the Nintendo DSi camera back. This is where we're gonna do the exploit. Okay, so I'm already on my DS, but if you get error saying that they couldn't load to the SD card, make sure your SD card is formatted to FAT32. Just saying. And we go into the album. We end up in dump tool. And here is where we're gonna back up our NAND. So right here it says it's good. If it says good, that means you have enough space to do a backup of your NAND. So right here we're gonna have to press A to begin the NAND, or just press start to exit. But simply click A, and then we'll start doing a backup of your NAND. So the reason we're doing this is in case of a brick. A brick is that Nintendo banned your console and you can't use it no more. Like, it's unusable. But with the backup of your NAND, you can simply upload it back, and there you go. You get to still enjoy playing your Nintendo DSi, but without just modding. So that's good to know. So anyway, this would take like roughly about 5 minutes or 3 or more or less. But anyway, I'm gonna wait till it's already finished, and I'll meet you back when it's... Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially backed up our NAND. So once you see this saying done, just press the start to exit, and it'll just officially shut down your DSi. So okay, but if you didn't have any issues, back up to your NAND, like it will be saying something abort, or they couldn't get this one file. There in the official writing guide in the top, there will be a troubleshooting where you will... Let me go show you right now. I think around here, yep, right there, troubleshooting. Around right there, you get to know or try to find what type of problem you're having, and they'll probably be telling you why it's not working, and it'll be helping you. But anyway, let's continue on with the guide. So let me just start screen recording on my computer. Okay, now, once we have a backup on our NAND, we go up to your USB, and you have this weird letters and all. Right here, you contain the NAND bin and the NAND bin -1, whatever that is. So what you can do right here is rename this folder. Just rename it to say a DSi back up. And right there, we can literally just place it whatever we want on the computer. But I already have a backup of my NAND, as you can clearly see here. But you can make multiples if you do plan on adding stuff on your stock. On your stock DSi. Still, you can still make it back up anytime. Anyway, I'm just showing you how to back up your NAND. So anyway, once that is done, we're gonna, once dumping NAND is done, we're gonna have to be choosing our menu. Well, before we choose our menu, we're gonna need to install OnLaunch. So I'm gonna go right here and installing Unlaunch, installing, and go all the way down to section 1, SD card setup, and click the Safe Unlaunch installer. It'll be direct download. After that, it will simply download on launch installer DSI. So anyway, yeah, but we're not gonna place it yet until we're doing another stuff. Okay, so now we're choosing a menu. There are 3 menus available: High Custom Firmware, Twilight Menu Plus Plus, AK Menu Max, On Launch Standalone. I don't know what stats, but what we're gonna be doing is Twilight Menu Plus Plus. There's actually guides for High Custom Firmware. Like if you just want to keep the original DSI menu, you can just follow this if you like, but we're doing the Twilight Menu Plus Plus, so click on here, and then we're gonna need to download the least version of Twilight Menu. So click right here, but if it doesn't download right here, we're gonna go to the release pages. It's taking a while. Once down, we can download. I didn't know, but it works for flashcards and a 3DS. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot. And I'm gonna show you how to add add-ons as well. So let me just download it here. So let's get the Twilight Menu DSI 7.6, and it should download. Yep. Now let's get the add-on, the virtual console. This one I'm gonna be showing you as well. It should download. Taking a while. Up there it goes. I haven't downloaded. Yep, it's pretty a mess right here. A lot of files. But anyway, yep. So anyway, once that, we're gonna need to start adding more stuff. But we just add them. Downloads. Okay, so on launch, you can pin it anywhere on an SD card. So I'm just gonna pin it on root. Delete that out. Now these do require 7-zip, but we already downloaded 7-zip, so once that, go to show more options. Right here we see 7-zip and extract files. Click OK. And after that we download the stuff. So let's add the Twilight Menu DSI. So right here we're gonna only need few stuffs. You could delete the boot.mbs. We don't necessarily need it. Click this. No doubt. Delete. We could delete the version.txt as well. It's really not that. This will go highlight everything right here and pin it right here. But we're only gonna need necessary files, so we need the NDS, the boot.mbs, I think, and the ROMs. But you can just simply highlight this if you want. So I'm gonna do that. Pin them all right there. And it should transfer all of that to our SD card. So I'll meet you back on this time. Well, yep, it's already finished. Now we can delete whatever we have right here, but now we still have our private folder on. Now we can add our add-ons. So if you have add-ons, right here you're gonna need some few stuff. I'm gonna delete the wrong folders, really not that useful. But in the NDS client, we have the add-on and the emulators. This will just add some emulators so you can play some games. I still don't know what's that, but I'm just gonna highlight all this and put in the root. So highlight everything. You can just delete the ROMs. After that, you have all this right here. So that's how you add add-ons as well. So now I'm gonna delete all this. Now I don't need it no more. Delete. Now, once we have everything on our SD card, simply eject. Okay, once you're back on your Nintendo DSi, simply just click Nintendo DSi camera. Yes. Make sure SD card selected. Once after that, go into album. It will glitch again, but simply just taking to dump tool, it'll take you to here. So you get to just click which one, select your language, but I'm just gonna click A. Just select USA just in case if this is from a different region. Once after that, you can just touch that right there, and boom, you have that. If you did add items at the virtual console, it will show a different steps because I had the virtual console. And boom, we're on here. I don't know why I have two, but it doesn't really matter. Title is for people who has high custom firmware, because high custom firmware does actually includes Twilight menu. Anyway, once that, we're gonna need to install Safe on Launch Installer. That one is creepy. Anyway, I'm just going to click right there. We go over here, be saying warning that this tool can write to your NAND and will break it, but it's okay. I still recommend this. So already got on launch install. So I'm going to just click restart launcher with the Legion method before uninstalling it. I'm going to click yes. So I uninstall on launch already. Now I'm going to install on launch once more. But you can customize the background. But I do recommend this because the woman is creepy from the background. So I really recommend it. I'm going to click the desert. I think I like that one. As you can see, this is what I'm going to have. I'm going to click yes. There, I have changed it. Now I'm going to click install on launch. I'm going to click yes. I click A. Now power off your console. As y'all know, since I install on launch, it will always take me there. But once you do that, bingo, you have all this right here. So go on to options. If you want all boot always Twilight menu, go to options and click on open it. Go all the way down to until you see Twilight menu. There it is. Once after that, go all the way down to save and exit. Power off your console. And there it goes. Use always auto boot the Twilight menu plus plus. What a crazy thing. There it goes. You successfully modding your Nintendo DSi, but there is one problem. I want to play some games. I said, oh my god. Look, yeah. But it has no games in there. Bummer. But I'm going to show you how to add GBA games and NDS games onto your Nintendo DSi. So hit you back over to go back to your computer. And I'll simply show you how to add Nintendo DSi games. Nintendo GBA games and NDS games onto your Nintendo DSi. Grab your SD card and go back to your computer. Okay, so right now, if you did, you end up getting a dash GBA, which right here, really nothing, but once you change settings on GBA Runner 2, which I'm going to show you, it will have something in it. But anyway, let's start getting your games. So unfortunately, you need to buy these games by yourself. You can't get it nowhere else. I mean, what the? I mean to say that I can't show you where to get these games. You need to find them by yourself. So yeah, that sucks. But anyway, let me go get my games. Yeah, I'll meet you guys back. Okay, I already downloaded my games, so I'm gonna open two file explorers. One, my games are on the left, my downloads, and right here, or right here is my SD card. So now I'm gonna highlight right here, right click. I can extract it by Windows, but I use 76 because I get to extract everything by once. For some reason I cannot do it with Windows, but that sucks. But anyway, there it goes. So right here is a DS game, and right here is a GBA game. So I'm going to show you how to set up NDS games. So on your SD card, go into ROMs, NDS. Right here, place your NDS ROMs here. You have a save file because they'll be making all the save, right? Let's see. Oh wait, I think there it is. Make sure to go in and make sure it has to be NDS. So anyway, once done, it will be copied here. It's not that big, but anyway, once done, back it's on your SD card. Okay, now to show you how to set up GBA games. So go in the same folder. I don't know what's that. Okay, so once right here, I'm gonna go into my GBA. I'm gonna place GBA games here. Now I'm gonna simply pin that. And boom, I have a GBA game. Okay, sweet. Now once that, we get to go see if our games work. So I'll meet you back. Okay, I just power on my DSi. And once we did the auto boot, yes, it still will auto boot back to Twilight Menu++. So anyway, let's still continue. Okay, so right here, I'm on my ROMs, but if you're in the home menu, just simply go to the ROMs right here. And go all the way to where your games depend. I put a DS game in here, and yep, New Super Mario Brothers is dang. Alright. And it will be creating save file. And the first time you're playing a DS game, it will be creating something. It will take a while to just boot up the game, but the second time you do it, it will be a lot faster. Because there needs to be creating some stuff for it. And after that, it needs to start setting up the built-in emulator to play the DS games. So anyway, the first time running a DS game, it will take a while. But just simply wait, be patient. I'll meet you back when it's done. Okay, our finish now is doing the NDS Bootstrap, which is the emulator we're using. Yep, this will actually do have. Oh, never mind. The game is booting up. Voila, we got a new Super Mario Brothers. Let's go Mario. See if the game will run. As usual, it will run just as smoothly as it would if you're just playing a physical copy, but we don't have no physical copy playing this. But did you know? That's nice thing. But, oh yeah. 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 As you see, it's running very smoothly. Man, I really like this game. Let me know in the comments below if y'all do like this game, because I think it's one of my favorite SMBU games ever. Anyway, let's try out that GBA game. Just click on the power button and we'll just still auto boot back to Twilight Menu++. Yeah. This will be for all like GBA games. Anything. Yes. GBA. There it goes. You have Super Mario Advance. which is my favorite remake of Super Mario Bros. 2. Alright, there we go. We're using the bow and emulator GBA Running 2. Man, I actually 100% this game, and it's actually cool once you 100%. I'm not gonna tell you what happens 100% because it probably might spoil it, the whole surprise. Anyway, to change settings, we're gonna have to tap on the screen and click the right bumper. Right here, we get to change the emulation sign display settings. Right here's like, okay, how about I want to display the game in the bottom? Click that, BB. Now it's in the bottom. But yep, that is how you model your DSi by using Twilight Mini++. Anyway, about that thing about the GBA page, I'm gonna simply show you right now if it has anything. As you can see right here, like zoom in a little bit. Right there, GBA. Now we have that GBA Running 2 INI, which is the whole thing to save your settings. But anyway, yep, that's how you model your Nintendo DSi and play GBA and NDS games and add-ons. I hope this video guide was helpful. If it did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.